is Mr. Wright, Head of Design Technology here at Westcliff High School for Boys. This short video is aimed at introducing the subject and what you might expect to do if you decide to choose it at A-level. First, I'm going to start by introducing the subject itself, the structure, and what you might expect to do on a weekly basis. I'll then pass you on to our students to tell you about their experiences and things they get up to on a weekly basis around department facilities. The course follows the Examination Board AQA, course title Design Technology Product Design, course code 7552. And you can use these details to visit the Examination Board website and find out more about the course specification. The assessment is divided into two main sections. You will have 2 examination papers and will also complete a design and making portfolio. Paper 1 is 2 hours 30 minutes long and will be on technical principles, and this equates to 30% of the final grade. Paper 2 is 1 hour 30 minutes long, and this will be on design and making principles and equates to 20% of the final grade. Your design and make portfolio will be a substantial project and be expected to be around 45 pages. Now, all of this crudely follows what you would have studied at Design Technology in GCSE. Of course, the level of detail and complexity will be ramped up some. Over the course of 2 weeks, you can expect to have 10 lessons. And we divide this time also between the 2 core areas. So typically you can expect to have 3 to 4 lessons dedicated solely to theory study, and the other 6 or 7 lessons dedicated to your project work. Now, your non-exam assessment normally begins around May of the first year. This leaves you with approximately 9 months from September through to May to do some practice project work. And we leave these options quite open. We like to give you the opportunity to choose a project which caters for your own career path. So perhaps if you're interested in architecture, then you might do a project relating purely to that area. And similarly, if you are interested in engineering, then you might be able to cater your own project for those needs too. Within the department, we have 2 large workshops and a computer and design suite. The computers are loaded with a range of CAD software from SketchUp to 2D Design and SolidWorks. Some of our students also decide to use other CAD software like Fusion 360 or Tinkercad. The design suite is also home to 2 3D printers and a sublimination printer. Our 2 workshops are installed with a wide range of traditional workshop machinery and also more modern technology too. Students are given the opportunity to use metalwork lathes, woodwork lathes, drills, milling machines, casting, brazing, as well as laser cutters too, and other workshop machinery. The message A-level really is about independence. We want you to train to be able to use the facilities and design and prototype with as little intervention as possible. It really is about you trying to come up with your own ideas. For me, if you're really serious about taking a career in technology, whether it be engineering, architecture, or any other of the design professions, then you really should be thinking about taking product design at A-level. Of course, you're going to need to be proficient in maths and the sciences, but to gain a true, deeper understanding of technical principles and practical application, then this course will complement those other subjects and stretch your understanding further. I'm now going to pass you over to some of our Year 13s to give us their experiences during the course.
I chose to take design technology at A-level because I enjoyed it at GCSE and I thought that it could be applicable to my future careers, and designing something which I created just appealed to me.
Yeah, well, much the same as mine. I decided to choose DTA level because I really enjoyed it at GCSE and I just wanted a practical subject to do, as well as all of the theory-based stuff you end up doing at A-level with your other subjects.
Yeah, building on from their points, there's a lot of integration between other subjects as well, such as economics and maths, and this really helped me with tech and also the other subjects.
The
biggest skill I've had to develop doing Tech A-level is my CAD work, putting more effort and more time and more skills into it. But also you need to remember when you're making a portfolio to include content from your lessons as well.
I've gotten much better at CAD work in general. After starting DTA A-level, SolidWorks, I've just worked with that a ton now, and I'm much more comfortable with using it than I was at GCSE. Aside from that, it's just, well, obviously you use a lot more of the tools and machinery in the tech block, so you're just more familiar with them in general. Yeah.
I think the biggest difference between A-level and GCSE is the amount of accuracy and the attention to detail you have to put in your work, because at GCSE, a few millimetres will do, but A-level, you need to be precise.
A typical theory lesson in Tech A-level is using your textbook, and normally in group work, you do group work, and you would use your textbook and like questions that Miss Montford would give you, and you form your own notes, and after each section you get tested on it.
Yeah, most theory lessons you get split up into groups or even individually, and you'll get set tasks to do, maybe summarise a certain section of the textbook and do some notes on that and maybe a slide. And then by the end of the lesson, you'll all have submitted it to Mrs. Mumford, and then she'll send you back, like all of your answers as one thing that you can then go and revise. You should then have a test on it, maybe a week or so after.
Yeah, a typical theory lesson consists of Mrs. Mumford usually giving a small brief at the start, just talking about the chapter and the different things that are in the chapter. And after we go and work on our own presentation techniques, such as making a PowerPoint or developing our own revision notes for that chapter. As there's a gap between GCSE and A-level, there's also a gap between Year 12 and Year 13. So with Year 12, there's a lot of structured learning, structured content, and Mr. Wright or Mr. Moore, depending on your teacher, will give you the information you would work on these tasks. Year 13 is more coursework based, and you work on your own projects for your NEA. So this usually consists of your teacher giving you a small brief at the start, and you working on your own project the rest of the time.
Yeah, well, with what Prem said about the learning in Year 12, you typically do a few different projects that are already set for you, but they work on different areas. You have to work with different things. So, for example, we made a little RC car that was using like metal sheets and things, and then did other projects that used other skill sets or materials.
From Adam's point, we also had to do a bit more kind of general design work in Year 12, which kind of allowed us to develop our skills for Year 13, but also we developed our skills from GCSE, so we went on from research and then design, so we developed our CAD skills as well.
Okay, well, the most challenging aspect of DTA level, I'd say, for the coursework, it's definitely got to be managing your time well and making sure that you can bring together all of your skills and all the things you've learned to make a project at an even bigger scale than you did at GCSE.
Yeah, and I think the best piece of advice to give is to make sure you're enjoying what you're doing, because if you enjoy the project you're making, then they'll automatically turn out to be good.
From Prem's point, I'd also recommend you, when you do theory in Year 12, it's really important that you remember it for Year 13, so the revision notes you do in Year 12 are vital for your revision for Year 13 as well.
A main club that we took part in, that is part of technology, is the Engineering Education Scheme. This is a national competition run by the EDT, in which there was an option to gain a gold crest and a National Industrial Cadet Award at the end. Also at the end of Year 12, we had the opportunity to take part in the TDI Challenge. This is where we submit our individual projects to the competition and see.
Yeah, well, the main thing that you'd get to do that's related to DC would definitely be the EES, which was the Education Engineering Scheme in Year 12. And while you didn't need to have done or be doing Tech A level, it helped a lot in that when you're making your project for EES, you're just going to be using the tech block all the time. So when you're familiar with all the machinery and all the tools and everything, it just makes it much easier.
Tech A-level course is mainly based on design engineering. This has helped me in what university choices I would like to do. So this has helped me at high profile universities such as Imperial and Warwick to do design engineering there.
Well, I've applied for mechanical engineering at all the universities I've applied to, and while they're not going to specify that you need to have done Tech A level, it sure helps. It's not exactly all of them will pretty much say do maths and physics, but you need to make sure if you want to make a good impression on them, just do all STEM subjects, and they'll really like that. And Tech, it is a STEM subject, and it shows that you've got a lot of practical ability as well, something that you can't really show too well with you doing maths and physics.
I hope you found this video useful. If you have any further questions, then please contact me using the details below. Thank you.